talking to you, entertaining you for the next hour or so
ladies and
during this
gentlemen. Welcome
pandemic
back
time.
once again
So
to
I'm getting
Blame
audio, but
Your
I don't know what's going
Brother.
on with
That's
that.
right.
But anyway, all right. So I am one third of this crazy trio. I am David, aka D Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the spiritual midget, and most importantly, snarky smart mouth. And I'm joined by this gentleman who's all the way to the left in cyberspace. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's Mike Lee, the one and only LeBron safety pin.
And then we have our other friend joining us. It's the one, it's the only, it's John.
Hey, John here, aka Rasha Jana, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, there we go. So that's me, David, Lee, John doing the Zoom thing once again as we're all quarantined inside our homes. But hey, we're here doing it for you. And we're going to start off hot like we always do, where at the beginning of every episode of this podcast, we offer a room, a chance for apologies, retractions, omissions. Lee, we'll start with you. Is there anything you need to apologize from last week's episode 4?
I don't want to apologize, but I do want to give you a shout out because on my doorstep today was the one and only vinyl by our friend Trapper Haskins. And I am looking forward to listening to this. You are right. I do believe that I will like this very much so. So if you had ordered this last week, you would have it in your collection right now. So don't hesitate. Go ahead and pull that trigger. TrapperHaskins.com.
There you go. Very nice. We love it, man. Showing support for the small business owners, baby. All right. So I don't know if there was an apology in there, but Lee, that's it for you. John, what about you?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
I stand by everything I said last week, and we'll move on. All right, so it is another week here in quarantine times, and I'm sure we have exciting things to talk about. But first off, let's talk about some merchandise we got for sale. That's right, we have available now in the world fanny packs. Blame Your Brother fanny packs. They're selling like hotcakes. You can get yours if you go to blameyourbrother.net, blameyourbro.com, bybbpod.com, whatever the website is, you go there, you click on that shirt link, and you can find fanny packs. And as of today, we now have face masks. So if you need to go out into the world, if you live in Tennessee and they're saying, they're reopening, you're like, what's going on here? Wear the mask, protect yourself, protect others, and the mask says blame your brother on it. I'm sure Lee will bring it up at some point if you can find it. But anyway, that's cool. So we're out there. The shirts are still being sold. If you bought a shirt of the first batch they printed, it should be arriving, hopefully, fingers crossed, this week. If not, we'll see. They'll be there soon, though. They sent everything out. So thank you guys so much for that support. We really appreciate it. So anything to say about the merchandise while we're on that topic?
How do you find the merchandise exactly?
I guess I'll need to update some links, but if you go to teespring.com
/BYB pod, you will not find the face mask or a fanny pack.
No, it's not it. It's if you want to find the face mask, they're called neck gaiters. I didn't make the name up. It's GAITER. So if you want to find the face mask, you go to teespring.com /BYB neck gaiter. BYB neck gaiter. You go there to find the face mask. And if you want to find the fanny pack, I'm pretty sure it's going to be teespring.com /BYB fanny pack. So if you're looking for either of those, yes. So BYB neck gaiter or BYB fanny pack. You can find both of those awesome items. So I don't know. We'll see if anybody's out there interested in a fanny pack. I mean, you need it, in these times. There it is up on the screen right now. So there's your neck gaiter. So there you go.
So John, would you wear a fanny pack? Are you a fanny pack kind of guy?
I'm not a fanny pack kind of guy, but if I thought there was a need for it, I would wear one. But
what would be your situation in which a fanny pack would be needed?
I don't know.
That's all you got, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I got.
Would you?
Fanny pack in the house, brothers. Woo!
When do you
See
find
that?
yourself needing to wear a fanny pack?
I would find these times right now are the best time to wear a fanny pack because you're wearing. I'm not wearing blue jeans, pants, dress pants. I don't have pockets for like my wallet, my keys when I go make a store
Your
run. I'm
sunscreen,
grabbing my face mask, my cell phone, my keys, my
What are
wallet.
you wearing?
sweats,
I'm wearing
baby.
sweats, brother.
PJs.
Athletic wear. Yes, sir. What are you not? Why are you? Oh, you got to go in. Well, if you weren't going in, brother, you'd be wearing
I'm
all.
still wearing jeans. I
Brother.
love jeans. They're comfortable.
Nah, not like sweats. They aren't, son. I'm sorry to tell
So
you that.
do you wear them
but
around your waist or do you do this like sling pouch?
I wear it around my waist, and I took it when I went to France too, or when I go like when I travel through the airport. You don't want to be wearing jeans when you go to the airport. Like that's the best time to wear like a pair of athletic pants or sweat pants or whatever you want to wear. Just grab that fanny pack, grab everything in it, throw it up on that, the thing where they x-ray all your stuff. You're good to go. You want the minimum amount of items on you when you walk through that airport. That's the key. I mean, it doesn't really matter right now because no one's flying, but when you can fly one day, that's what you're aiming for.
So from the chat, women thankfully have bras to hide everything. Now that's a loaded statement, but what do you think about women who store things inside their bra, I guess? I don't.
It's a bit odd, John. Your wife said it, so
She does it sometimes. Yeah.
What exactly could you store? Do you like your keys, your mace,
She'll put her phone in there.
phone?
Credit card.
children?
interesting.
Okay.
Well, I've heard women do this, but I mean, I don't know. My wife doesn't do it, so I don't know. But do you guys know this week? Very important, very important. Today, NFL draft. Okay, now a year ago, the NFL draft was on. I don't know, April 25th. If that date rings a bell for anybody, very important
Al
date in
Pacino's
history.
birthday. That's it. Nothing else
That's
happened.
right.
Nothing else.
A year ago, today the draft was happening. It's weird how that plays out. But anyways, April 25th, if you don't know, Saturday, my birthday. So I'm taking all presents. If you want to send me, I prefer cash. So if you got the Cash App, you got Venmo, you got whatever, I'm PayPal, I've got it all. So if you want to hit me up with the money, just message us and I'll tell you where to send it.
Just put it out there right now. It's probably something like
I think it's blame your brother. I think it is. I think our PayPal, you can just send it to bybpod@gmail.com, I'm pretty sure.
something probably like T Brady 69 or something like that.
Nah, not quite, but we can go there. So, yeah, so that's the big thing happening for me this week. Has anything happened to you guys, I mean, this week, or has it just been a repeat of last week?
It's been a repeat of last week, right? I mean, let's be honest here. But I will say I'm kind of confused because I was reading, on news sites, Twitter, whatever, that this week and the previous week was supposed to be kind of like the height of the pandemic, right? Like the most important flattening of the curve days possibly. But like toward the middle, like everyone just started giving up. Like I'm looking outside at the neighbors, they're out there having friends over, walking hand in hand down the street. I got friends saying, hey, you want to hang out? You want to come over? I look at the news. There's protesters joining together, marching in the streets. What happened? This is like if you go to the doctor and they give you antibiotics and they say, hey, bro, make sure you finish the whole thing. It says 9 days on it. So make sure you're going to start feeling better, but just keep taking those antibiotics, right? And we all do, right? Because we don't want to get sick again. But that's what this is. And everyone's like, I'm good. I'm out.
Yeah, man, it's been weird, right? Because these protesters are out here protesting. I mean, they were doing it last week, but now they're even crazier about it. And I just don't understand. So a timeline of everything that's going on right now is that Tennessee has decided, the governor's decided to reopen everything starting May the 1st. Essentially.
Well, it's a 4-phase plan, right?
Exception of the big cities.
Yes. So Nashville's not doing it. They're not going to be open until probably 2021.
No,
The
they
rate
rolled
they're
out
going.
didn't they roll out a 4-point plan?
Yeah, but the
Four
numbers
phase?
have to go down
Right.
like consecutively. And so if you think that the big wave's coming, then you're in trouble because it's not going to go.
Not going to be a wave at all since it's in phases. You've
Right.
got to accomplish this goal, and
Right.
then you can move on to the next step, and then you have to finish that goal. It's not like you can finish everything at one time.
I
Right,
kind of
so-
disagree with you guys, and here's why. Because, like, there's a reason that they're doing all this. Like, they come out and they say, hey, guys, guess what? In Tennessee, if you want to get tested, it doesn't matter if you're sick, if you're not sick, if you've ever been sick in your life, you go get the free test right now. Anyone who wants it, bring your pets in. We'll test them too, right? The reason they're
Okay.
saying that because they're going to use those numbers to drive the
That's
phases.
what I said. I said that last week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, exactly what I said. It's true.
There you go. They're going to phase it in, and the idea
Well,
being
they're especially wanting to get people who are living in the rural communities to test, which they're basically living that lifestyle anyway.
well, I'm not going to say
So they're
people.
not.
No, that's what I said last week too. You guys
Yeah.
are literally just repeating everything I said. I like it, but yes. So, but obviously, places like Williamson County or Sumner County are just going to go back to business as usual next week.
Well, here's the
This
thing:
is-
if it flares back up, they're going to shut it back down like they should. So, I mean, I think it's maybe a good compromise, right? Like,
It's obviously going to flare back up, man. I mean, just do the simple math on it. It don't take like an engineer or scientist to go, oh, you mean if more people get around each other, then they're going to go back up? Of course they are. I mean, like,
well,
that's
the idea
stupid.
being regionally, if a region is having a flare up, then if everyone goes back in their house, it'll slow back down. Maybe the region.
You
you
just said it though. No one's going to their house, dude. Everyone's out.
Well,
like-
maybe if you give people a little bit of freedom and then you go, okay, you had your time, it's flaring back up. Maybe they'll go back inside their house for a little bit while, until
You
they get
think
stir
these
crazy again.
You think these protesters are going to go back in their
I
house,
don't
dude?
think-
They're out here
listen.
protesting for sweet tea refills. One guy said, the reason I'm out here doing this is because I want my sweet tea refills when I go to a restaurant, dude. I mean, really think about the lunacy of that statement in itself, man. I mean, think about that. This is what this guy's upset about. Not upset about that he don't have a job, not upset that it's affecting the mental, wellness of people. No, he's mad because he can't go to Cracker Barrel and get a sweet tea refilled. This
I
was
mean,
the organizer
little
of the
crazy.
event.
It's a little crazy when people protest so that hedge fund managers can vacation on their private islands. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not out there saying, hey, the working class needs a break. Hey, a living wage would be nice. Hey, healthcare is right. They're not protesting any of those things.
Right.
They're
I know,
literally
yeah.
protesting that capitalism needs to get back on track so the 1% can make more money. It's kind of a little strange, It's just a little bit strange. But, hey, man, there's always going to be misguided, ignorant people, right?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? But I don't know. I mean, we come back to this once again, and I keep thinking about it, but life is about perspective. Where are you at? How do you see others? Have you been exposed to other people, other cultures, other ideas, other views? And if you're not working right now and you're not getting paid and you can't pay your bills, you're probably eager to get back out and start working again. Whereas if you're working like we are, we're like, well, hey, let's keep doing what we're doing, So I understand it, but I mean, it's like sometimes society has to, in my opinion, I hate when people say my opinion, but sometimes you got to sacrifice for others, and I just don't feel people, especially the Trumpites, just don't believe that. One woman had a sign that said, sacrifice the weak. I'm just like, holy crap, dude. Like, I'm sure your parents are proud of you right now, but
Sacrifice them on the altar of capitalism, man. Let's do it. I'm in.
There you
I'm in.
go.
I changed my mind. The protesters
go.
got me, And what's crazy is the protesters aren't even like if you truly wanted to protest because you wanted sweet teas, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, sweet tea refills are awesome, right? Like getting a haircut, awesome, right? Like all these things that we used to be able to do, freaking amazing, right? We all want it back. But these protesters, they go out, they defy the law. They say, no, I'm not going to social distance. I'm not going to wear my mask. Like if they were to actually stage a protest where they had their mask and they social distance and they said, hey, we can actually handle like adults being in an epidemic, and we can do it, and we can do it right, and we can kickstart the economy again. People might be like, oh, okay, well then let's do it. But these people, they group hug and pictures and stuff, and they cut paper, they cut streamers to playgrounds so they can get out and let their kids run around and touch their hands everywhere. And as John says, kids are probably the biggest carrier of viruses and stuff, right?
Probably. I mean, they're all over the place.
Yeah, generally speaking, they are. I don't know about this, but what is the dumbest thing you would protest for that's dumb? I mean, not anything important, but what's like the dumbest thing in your life where you're like, yeah, man, if that went away, like, I mean, sweet tea wouldn't be mine, but like if they came out tomorrow and just said, hey, man, coffee is done. Like there's no more coffee ever again. I'd probably be out there protesting straight up. If we're just keeping it real. That'd be my dumb thing.
The dumb thing?
Like, is there, like a dumb thing?
I feel like people have gone to war over coffee before, though. I wouldn't necessarily that's dumb, The Boston Tea Party. I mean, that's
I
tea
said
and
it should
coffee.
be called. They had the Boston Tea Party. Now it should be called the Nashville Sweet Tea Party because they're out here making change, baby. They're doing it for the sweet tea.
I can't think of anything that I would really protest for that would be dumb. I don't know. John, you got anything?
Probably Oreos, something chocolate.
There you. I like that. Oreos
We're
are
taking your Oreos away. How many Oreos are in your house right now, John?
Right now,
Yeah.
I got the family pack the other day, but I probably had about 15 or 16 out of it. So there's
All
probably.
right. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. He's got a sign prepared and everything.
I like Oreos. As far as anything that's in store that's already packaged, like prepackaged, Oreos has got to be the best thing.
It's good. I mean, I've eaten about 16 myself over the last 3 days, but it's hard to beat. I mean, I'm with you. Swiss rolls are pretty good too, though.
Swiss rolls are good.
I love some Swiss rolls, baby. So like they're selling out of Swiss rolls.
Little Debbie's got a market in there.
Yeah,
Definitely. She knows what she's doing.
I'll tell you my thing. I think that not the protest angle, but like I found myself not doing things that I would normally do. So like there's like a bunch of like house maintenance that has to be done. Like I have to go crawl in the attic and like do some rewiring or cut down some trees for fall. But I'm like, no, I can't do that, right? But the biggest thing, because I don't want to crawl in the attic because if I fall, I have to get hurt. What do I go to the emergency room? Then you're probably at the biggest exposure point ever. And then for like the home maintenance, you have to go out and buy like trees or whatever and cut them down, plant them. You don't want to do that. But the biggest thing was my guitar was in desperate need of strings, and I only had one pack of strings to replace. And I was trying not to like order anything online, right? So I had to break down and I had to get new guitar strings. I don't know. So I guess maybe that's what I would protest.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, what? So you don't want to order stuff online?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ordering stuff online all the time, dude.
Well, should I be doing that? I mean, I feel like on one hand, people are like saying kickstart the economy. The other, I'm like, well, maybe we should be leaving those for essential things. Like ordering guitar strings doesn't seem really that important,
But don't you think Amazon employees want their jobs? I mean, I feel that most people that work in retail or restaurants right now, I mean, they may hate the idea of working there, but I think they love the idea of working and getting a wage because they need it the most. It's like the wealthy don't really care. Like, oh, we don't have to work. Yay, middle class, we can float by. But like the lower middle class, the poor, they need those jobs. That's how I look. I mean, I don't know. I'm speaking from just what I think, but
I mean, why can't we just do a couple more stimulus checks, baby? Just keep them coming out,
Just keep them coming out as long as they're signed by the man himself, DJ T, baby.
Maybe let him put his kids on it too.
Now, you've heard about this mayor of Las Vegas. Have you guys seen this on the news?
Tell us, give us act like we haven't.
Carolyn Goodman is the mayor of Las Vegas, and she says starting next week, I guess Monday next week or whatever the day is, Vegas full open, baby. Everything's open. Casinos done. Sporting events open. Amusement park, whatever you got, baby, it's all open. So she went on Anderson Cooper. I put the story up on Reddit. I don't know if you pulled it up or not, but she was saying some crazy things, dude. Like pretty much she was volunteering her entire city to be like the test subject to see how this would work out. And Anderson Cooper's like, excuse me? She goes, well, no, I tried. She goes, well, I didn't do it. I've offered it, but no one took me up on the offer. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, that's the control. That's wild to me. She was saying some crazy stuff, dude. Like,
Well,
he's like,
can
well,
you
how
imagine how much of the economy in Las Vegas is dependent upon tourism?
Oh, I mean, as much as Nashville, probably downtown right now. They
I'd
said
probably
it's about
say more.
I guess Nashville's starting to go. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, a lot. But she was like, yeah, who cares? You know, I'm not going to tell people what to do. Because he's like, how are you going to social distance people in casinos? She goes, well, I don't know the casino. I don't care what they do. Dude, if they let people in the casinos, they're done. Okay? Straight up done. Those gambling fools are not, they don't care if they're sick, dude. They don't care. They're going to touch every slot machine, every poker chip, look at all the cash that comes in those places. Like, do we have a responsibility as like anyone to stop this nonsense? Like, how is this being allowed? Like, Georgia's the same way. Just like, we're going full tilt, baby. Like, man, we just need to slow down a little bit. I don't know.
I think a good, healthy compromise is probably the appropriate solution, right?
So you want how crazy Georgia is? Trump come out today and said, "Yeah, man, that's too much."
What is Georgia doing? I haven't heard what Georgia's doing.
Georgia's like we're the same as Vegas. We're back, baby.
The entire state is just like.
I mean, that's what what the governor's saying, and Trump was like, yeah, no, we don't need to do that." So, but
if Trump is telling you,
yeah, that's
bad.
That's what I was saying.
That's bad.
So. I do want to give a big shout out. Glenda Sawyer's big fan of the show who won
Her birthday's tomorrow.
Her birthday is tomorrow, so
Happy
that's
birthday.
good. And Brandon is in the chat, and he's been throwing some smoke at Lee. I mean, he said, "So short-sighted, Lee. You lack any depth at all."
I mean,
anyway,
that's true, but at the same time, I mean, if he's saying it, you know.
So one thing we haven't talked about is that this month is 420, and 420 actually happened this week. Is this the best time to be participating in the 420 lifestyle or the worst time to be participating in the 420 lifestyle? What do you think?
I would say I don't think that it would be the best time, obviously, in the middle of a pandemic. I don't think you could ever say, hey, this is the best time for whatever. But definitely not the worst time, because I would imagine, like, if you lived in, like, the Philippines or whatever, where they put you to death if you have drugs, that would probably be, if you lived in a state like that, that would probably be the worst time. So I'd probably just say, meh, probably the meh time, meh.
Well, pros and cons. Pros, you got nothing else to do.
I mean, if you're stuck at home.
I mean, I hate
Right.
to okay, if you're celebrating 420 as a national holiday, you probably ain't got nothing else to do anyway. Let's be honest.
But no, the whole month is 420, brother. April 2020, 420. The whole month is 420. You understand this?
I mean, I got what you're saying. It's technically 4/2020.
But you say it 420. You don't say 4/20/20, bro. You don't say that.
I mean, you can.
Anyway, the point is you're stuck inside. You got nothing to do. But if you smoke it all up in the first week, how are you going to get more weed? You know, these are questions, man, that I don't have the answers to. But
your plug don't care about no COVID, okay? If he
You
don't care
think
about
so?
dude, illicit drug dealers, you think they really
Okay.
care? They've been
Yeah,
on
you
the run
probably
for years.
probably got a point. there.
Okay, there you go.
It would be a really funny movie presence, like a drug dealer that was like a germaphobe.
There you go, John. Write the script on that
There
one.
you go.
got it.
It's
How
a children's book about leprechauns.
How many movies are going to be made about this when this is out? Like a bunch, right? Like,
It'll probably just be like Black Hawk Down. There'll probably just be one, you know?
okay. So
There's one too many.
speaking of April, we talked about this off air, and John just sent us a text. Are we going to be doing the Mount Rushmore of Jewish people on this episode? Lee.
Pass.
Pass.
I mean,
What
no,
do
I
you
mean,
got against
I'm
Jewish
not-
people, man.
I feel
Part
like
of
your
them.
delivery, like you seem a little scattered right now. You're kind of all over the place. I feel like you're in a
I'm-
boxing match with your microphone, you know?
No, I'm fine. Are you ready
How many
to do this?
monitors
We
do you
talked
have
about it.
going right now? I feel like you're watching the draft. I feel like you're text messaging.
I am
Can you
doing
pick
a
up the
few-
guitar and give us a few licks off that?
I mean, I
No,
can.
no,
if you
don't
want.
encourage him. No.
So Lee, you're out. You don't want to do it.
I mean, sure, let's do it. Okay,
So
we did Black
so
History
rules are,
Month. How could we not do Jewish History Month?
rules are once someone's off the board, they're off the
All
board.
right,
Like
David, you're our ringleader, our fearless number one. So give us number
so
one.
I get to pick my first
Yep,
person.
Yep.
First person, Jesus.
Oh man, so we no repeat
You took
answers.
John's favorite.
Jesus Christ is my number one on the Mount Rushmore of Jewish people.
Okay,
All right, so
John,
who's-
I'll throw it to you. There's a real easy one there. Number two.
Albert Einstein.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Well, not everyone thinks that Jesus is the best Jew, so I'm going to go with Abraham, the prophet
Okay.
of the Muslims, the Jewish, and the Christians.
Okay, so you get to pick another one because we're doing snake draft.
Okay, I'm going to go with Larry David because that
Oh,
man
come on,
is
that's mine.
hilarious.
You took mine, David, so that's fine.
Well, I would have picked Larry David over Jesus.
Well,
if
you
I knew-
didn't.
You could have.
You had your chance.
I didn't know you were going to pick him. That was like my second pick. All right, whatever, John, you're next.
Okay. Adam Sandler.
Adam,
Okay.
no. There's no way Adam Sandler can be on any Rushmore.
He just put him on there.
Hey,
Oh my
he's got a
God,
whole
I'm
song
out.
about Jewish people.
I'm out on
Okay,
that.
okay, my pick,
That's
and I get to go
ridiculous.
twice, right? Okay.
I think that's it, actually. I think this is it. There's only so many.
No, I've got
Four
one.
for
I got
each of us.
no 4. Yeah,
I know,
it's
I
a
think,
Mount
I think
Rushmore.
I think Adam Sandler was the combo breaker that stops it all.
Okay, number 2 for me. I'm going to pick a man that we all know that passed away recently, Mr. Stan Lee. Mr. Stan Lee. How about that one?
Good one. Good one. Good one.
Okay, and then God bless Lee. I can't believe he took freaking Larry David, dude. It's. I feel like I should get a.
That was
Okay.
going to be one of mine too.
I'm gonna go with my namesake, one of the most famous people, the Old Testament. John, if he's not Jewish, I'm pretty sure he is, but David, right? He's
Yes,
Jewish.
Yes.
All right, so David, my namesake.
God.
House of Judea.
How do you get every time we do a Mount Rushmore, you end up on it somehow?
No, David from the Bible, not David Brewington. I'm not Jewish.
Okay, wink, wink.
I'm part African.
Are you
not
sure
part
you're not Jewish?
Maybe we'll see. Go ahead, John. What's your joke there, John? What's your little joke there?
I don't know. I just wondering if you
All right.
were just 100% sure that you, David,
Mm,
are not Jewish.
okay, so I guess the nose joke. He won't come out and say it. He's a coward. Okay, all right, John, you're up. Who do
All right. Mel Brooks.
Okay, Mel Brooks. Lee, you got 2 more left.
Why does John not get a freaking?
Because I'm in the middle.
What? So you never have to do?
Not
never
back
has
to
to do
back.
two.
No, it's a snake.
Look at Lee. Lee's Googling Jewish people
He's
right now.
Googling Jewish
I'm
people.
out. I already told you. I'm not picking anyone else.
No,
Because
no,
of-
no, no. You got to pick. You got to pick somebody.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to the chat because I feel the chat needs a pick since I'm not. I'm gonna go with Anne Frank.
Okay. And you get one more and you're done.
Come on, chat. Help me out. I'm throwing out the lifeline. One more.
Mm.
Silence. All right, John, do my snake pick for me.
I'm not doing your snake pick.
Do the
for
snake
you.
pick.
I'm going to pick for my last one, John the Baptist.
John the Baptist, bro.
He paved the way for Jesus Christ. He baptized Jesus Christ.
Hi, I'm John the Baptist.
There we go. See,
Hey.
you got it there.
All right. So I'm the last one. Well, with us being at the broadcast, I'm picking the most famous broadcaster of all time that just
And-
happens to be Jewish, Howard Stern,
Oh.
baby. So there you go. So my list is Jesus. I forgot number 2 already. Jesus, David, Howard Stern, and then somebody else who I can't remember right now. Oh, Stan Lee. How did I forget that? Okay, so that's mine. Jesus, Stan Lee, David, and Howard Stern is my list. All right. John, who'd you have on your list
And
again?
Albert Einstein, Adam Sandler, Mel Brooks, and John the Baptist.
What a weird list, bro. That's a weird one. Okay, Lee, do you even remember who you picked? Anne Frank was one of them.
And Frank,
Larry David.
Abraham, Larry David. Let's throw Jerry Seinfeld on there so they can be together.
There you go.
You know,
Who would have the weirdest dinner table of the four? John, right? Or maybe Lee. I don't know. Larry David and Anne Frank at the same table. There's gonna
that would
some
be
shenanigans.
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
I guess so. Some honorable mentions from the chat: Seth Rogen, Harvey Weinstein.
No, not Harvey Weinstein. You're just
That's
naming
what your boy-
Jewish people off at this point.
That's Brandon's pick.
Why would
star.
he put Harvey Weinstein on any Mount Rushmore?
Here is his picks: Seth Rogen, Harvey Weinstein, Jonah Hill, and Shia LaBeouf. So there you go. All right. So hopefully, if you're Jewish, you could have picked Becky Warren Lee, but you did not do that. So
Why didn't Lee pick Bernie Sanders?
I thought he would. I thought he was going to go Bernie or Becky. He had a couple of options, and he whiffed and he passed. So there you go.
There you go. I honestly, I'm a little bit gun shy on Rushmores at this point. You know,
who cares? I mean, who cares? We're doing.
I thought Lee was going to pick somebody who wasn't Jewish.
All right, we'll check his answers after the show ends. We'll see. Okay, so Tennessee's opening up. We're talking about the mayor. Talking about Mount Rushmore of Jewish. What else comes to mind in these times here? Are you interested at all in the NFL draft today, Lee? What percentage?
Zero. I've
0%.
Honestly, there was a time in my life when I cared about it in passing. I don't know that I've ever sat down and watched a draft before in my life, but honestly, even now, it could care less. Who would even? I don't. I mean, I guess if you watch a lot of college football, or if you're really into the NFL.
Well, here's what's crazy, John. Real quick, John, what percentage do you give a crap about the NFL draft?
This year, none, 0. I mean, last year I was interested. Years before that, even more so. But it really depends year after year. It depends on how interested I am in college football. The more interested I am in college football, the more I'm interested in the draft. And this year, I couldn't name a single college quarterback.
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow, don't you know him? And Tua. Yeah, but anyways, the point is, who cares? There may not even be college football next year, which would, I mean, I guess effectively, I don't know how the draft would even work in 2021. Could they have a draft if there was no college season? I guess they could, but how would they even know who to pick? You know, we're in some weird times, guys. I mean, I don't know if the NFL is going to happen this year. If you want the truth, I mean,
let's hope not.
If you're looking at a September start date, right? Well, you're looking at Titan Stadium seats 67,000 people. So according to the phases of Davidson County, I mean, you would have to get to phase 4. And that's still with social distancing. I mean, we'd have to be past almost a phase 4 to fill up a football stadium.
You're thinking about it all wrong. Football is probably one of the only sports that could be played with like a spacesuit helmet on, right?
Well, it's not the
like
players.
They already have the helmet, so you could just put a space suit where they rebreathe oxygen or whatever. It'd be fairly easy addition to a football.
No.
And then just let them play in an empty stadium. Record it.
Oh, no one's gonna.
No, the fans are part of the game.
Are they? Are they though?
Do
they want to be, or are they?
I mean, when you're on your third down and you're playing in another person's stadium, it gets loud and it's hard to play the call the play.
Let me put it like this: if they played the NFL with no crowd, everyone would still watch it.
No.
Yes, they would. They.
You might be right about. I mean, you could.
No one would watch the NFL. If
I mean,
no one was in the stadium,
I think there'd be a significant drop off. There'd still be people watching it, yes, but there would be a significant drop out. Look at the WWF. There's nothing else.
The WWF is sports entertainment, John.
It's number one.
That's
Hold
not
on.
my point.
Hey, check yourself, both of you, before you wreck yourself. It's not the WWF. We're not in 1991. Okay.
Anyway, WWE. There you go.
Black and red NWO, baby.
They're still broadcasting, but it's to a minimal. There's no
John,
fans.
you cannot compare the WWE and NFL. Okay, there's
I
just
can.
no way that you can compare those
Hey,
two. There's
Lee.
no way that you can put those in the same category of sport. Okay.
Lee,
For one,
Lee,
the
I'm
NFL players are
I'm a
actually
sports
out
that you
there
can-
trying to win and lose. The WWE is 100% scripted. Okay?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter.
Lee, I am a hardcore WWE fan. I love the WWE, right? I do not watch it right now. It's unwatchable currently. It is so lame without the crowd there. I would imagine sports are going to be very similar in that aspect. The crowd is does more for the game than you realize.
The
I'm
only
telling you.
sports that can get away without having a live crowd is probably golf and maybe billiards.
Yeah, that's true.
I would
So I don't
say
know.
bowling because they already don't have a crowd.
Yeah, I'd put bowling in there too.
I mean, yeah, but we're talking real sports, guys. I mean, let's be honest here. We're talking of the big three: basketball, football.
I mean, look at Vanderbilt plays games all the time.
Maybe baseball would survive. I
No,
mean,
you're not gonna shoot back on that one.
I don't
what'd
know.
you say? What
I
about
said
something about
Vanderbilt plays football games all the time.
There we go. They'd be perfect, right?
They'd be so used to it, they'd be number one in the nation.
That's right. They've only got 20 fans anyway. Just
No,
spread out,
because
guys.
there's people.
Spread out.
Look, there's people in the chat saying football could get away with it, and football is one of the few sports that could. I feel like basketball, football, those two could make it. I question hockey, baseball. Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, baseball doesn't have, I don't think as big as attendance anyway, but they have a lot more games. So maybe baseball could get away with it as well.
Baseball would be fine. They'd be fine. I'm just saying, college football. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, that's the word right now.
That might be it might be a prime opportunity just to shut down college football completely. You know, just go ahead and give the axe.
What?
Oh
What?
yeah, or at least restructure it into some way that's like it's actually a feeder league for the NFL, and the kids playing have rights to their own name, and all the money that's generated goes into the players' pockets instead of big name universities. Maybe, you know.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see.
But now would be a perfect time for it, right?
If you're going to do it, now's the time. But the NCAA is a billion-dollar corporation. They're not just going to give up the cash.
Well, what could we do to make it happen then?
Pay them.
Hey, do you have a $1 billion bailout? I mean, I think Trump and the federal government does. So you know them. Go for it. I don't know. It's just, you know, it's weird. So have you guys watched, are you watching at all the documentary about the 96, 97 Bulls called The Last Dance?
No.
I haven't yet, but I want to.
Oh, John, it is so awesome. I watch, so it's in 2-hour increments every Sunday on ESPN. I would suggest, even if you're not a sports fan, definitely go check this out. It's amazing. But so it deals with the last year that Jordan won his championship. He had Rodman, Pippen, Kukoc on the team, Phil Jackson, and it just goes all into the drama, and it tells you a lot about the back history of Jordan and his time with the Bulls. There's so many great quotes in it. I mean, it's just so.
Is it before his return or after his return?
You mean it's when he went to go play baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after that.
Okay.
I mean that season's after that. But they do like it's kind of like a winding timeline. He'll start like in 96, and he'll go back to 1980 when he's in college or whenever that was, 1982 or 83. And he kind of goes and it focuses on different players. They'll focus on Jordan, they'll focus on Pippen and all that. But I mean, Jordan's the running, through line the entire thing. But so he got hurt his second year, he got hurt, and he was supposed to be rehabbing on his leg. And so he left the organization, I think he went back to North Carolina, and was like, he was basically playing pickup games with the people there, and the Bulls organization didn't know about it. And so he was playing like full contact at the end, and he went back and he's like, yeah, I'm healed. And they're like, what do you mean you're healed? He goes, oh, I was out here like rehabbing on my own. They're like, oh, no, you can't do that. And so he wanted to come back and play the season. And they're like, there's a 90% chance you're going to be all right, but there's a 10% chance if you get injured, you're done for the rest of your life. And he's like, I'll take those odds. They go, no, you can't take those odds. They go, what if we gave you, you had a headache and we gave you aspirin and 9 pills would heal you and 10 and one of them would kill you. Would you take it or not? Would you take one of them? You know what he says? So he goes, I guess it depends on how much my effing head hurt. I was like, that's a good answer. But if there was a 90% chance you'd be fine, but 10% chance you got injured and you destroy your career, do you think you'd go back and play, John?
I mean, if I were him, yeah, I would. But
Okay.
I mean, he's got this innate love for the game. I mean, when he was in high school, he was getting cut from the team, and he worked so hard at it that, I mean, that's how much he loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I loved anything that much, then yeah, I would take those odds.
Okay, Lee, any chance you'd play?
I mean, I like John's analogy if I was Michael Jordan, without a doubt. But also, even if I was just at the top level of the NBA, absolutely. You have to, right?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, even if just for the love of the game, but just you're in such a unique situation, how could you not take that chance? I would say greater would be like, what if there was like a 75-25% chance or a 60-40 or even a coin flip? Would you take the coin flip?
Hell no. No, I wouldn't take a coin flip.
Because I'll never forget like football players. Who was that one guy that played for the Raiders that broke his teammate's eyeball that one time?
Oh, Romanowski.
Yeah, Romanowski. I remember reading stories about him where he was going to doctors and like they would come to him. They'd be like, "Yeah, we have this weird like goat stem cell thing that's not been approved." Where he's like, "Do it, just put it in me. I don't care." And the doctor told him he's like taking all these supplements, and they're like, "Well, your body's not really processing all the vitamins or supplements you're taking them. You're peeing them out. And if you want full value, you have to drink your pee." And he's like, "Okay, I'm drinking my pee from now on."
Oh,
so
God.
That man was willing to do whatever it took to stay in the game. So I think his odds were more of like 10% chance to not die. And he's like, okay, I'll take the 10%, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that is one way to look at it.
And I mean, I've always heard this about Michael Jordan. I don't know if it's true, but he hated losing more than he liked winning. So, I mean, that's kind of a powerful motivation right there, right?
Yeah, no, it's very fascinating. I'm just saying, even if you don't like sports, you should check out this doc. It's really good. It's called The Last Dance.
Is that a movie?
Yes. It's set in the same world, same kind of vibe. So if you like the movies, you'll like it a lot. So those accents, though, are wild, man.
That's the reason you watch it. Give us a synopsis of Bojack Horseman.
Bojack Horseman features the titular character named Bojack Horseman, who was in a 90s sitcom a la Who's the Boss, or what's the one with the twins on it? Full House. So he was kind of in a Full House type sitcom. Famous at the time. Now he's just a booze, drug addict who is just living off his fame, doing little guest spots here and there. And it follows his life as he kind of goes through Hollywood, all the people he's kind of abused through his life. And he's up for a movie at some point, then shenanigans happen. He's up for this, something happens, and it's about him and his cast of characters around him. So it's really good. It'd have been a really, really good, if it had been a real, like, actual live sitcom or like a Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul show, critics would have been kissing its ass. I'm telling you, it's really good.
Is there a specific celebrity that it almost mirrors?
John Stamos.
I read up on it. I mean, not really, man, because I'm not aware of anybody that
It's not Bob Saget.
Well, I read Bob Saget, but Bob Saget's not. This guy's like he's a train wreck. I mean, he is a train wreck of a person. Like, the stuff he does, he would die, essentially. I mean, so, and people do die on the show. I mean, it's crazy. Like, if you look past the fact that it's a horse and you mention it's just a regular dude, got some deep stuff in there. So anyway, I had some check out,
So what is one classic movie from all the archives that you would say, you have to go pull this out and watch this? Maybe it's something no one's ever seen before, or it's something maybe that doesn't get watched a lot, but you would say, just go pull this out, watch it. This is what you need to be spending your time with.
All right, I watched it today. I watched it before we started recording. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. A lot of people may skip over it because it's a musical, so to speak. It makes me cry every time I watch it. It makes me laugh. I'm engaged. I love it. The movie is called La La Land. It's got the best ending of a movie I've ever seen in my life. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's an Oscar movie. It's a musical. Go watch the damn movie. It is the best. Ryan Gosling is phenomenal. You know, it's got God bless, what's the actress in that? Emma Stone's in. Yeah, Emma Stone. They are great together. Their chemistry is unreal. And I'm telling you, the ending, it punches me in the gut every time. I'm sitting there going, all right, I've seen this like 6 times, dude. Surely I'm not going to tear up. Yep, tear up again today as I'm watching it.
John,
so.
You got anything?
Yeah, the Count of Monte Cristo. I can watch this movie over and over again. It's just a great movie. It's not short, so it will take up a little bit of time. So, you've got time to kill, so go watch Count of Monte Cristo.
Who's in this?
Jim Caviezel and Guy Pearce.
So that okay, I'm gonna put that out. It's your recommendation. I haven't never seen that before.
It's a great movie.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it and I will report back next week. Lee, what do you got?
I would say go ahead, pull out the Matrix trilogy. There's a new one coming out, rumored. So now's a prime time to go ahead and catch up all 3. If you've never seen it before, great series. So yeah, I would check out La La Land. I would check out Count of Monte Cristo and the Matrix. And from the chat, we have a suggestion as well. Gladiator. What do you think of Gladiator, David?
Good movie.
But
solid movie. I like.
It's a pandemic
I'd say
movie.
Say nothing bad about it. It's a fantastic movie. I mean, it's got Joaquin Phoenix in it. What else do you need? You know, he's great.
Are
along
you not
with it.
entertained?
Now you say the Matrix. All of them. You're saying all 3 of them, or just the first?
I would say all 3.
Come on.
What else? What time do you have? What else are you gonna do with your time? Come on.
The third one's trash, man.
The third one was good.
For nothing.
John, weigh in on that. Third Matrix.
The
good.
third movie's horrible.
It's terrible. It's dumpster
what was
fire.
Bad about it?
Dude, I'm totally blind, dude. I'm Neo, man, and I'm a human, dude. I'm like got magic power. Like, what's going on?
I'm sorry that it wasn't a love story musical that won an Oscar. Okay, I'm so sorry it had Piers guys in it or whoever. John, like we all.
Here's the thing, bro. The Matrix, the first one, is one of the greatest movies ever made. Okay,
and it continues. 2 and 3 continue that story very well. Okay, we got another one coming in from the chat. Remember the Titans.
Oh hell yeah, I'll watch Remember the Titans
I can
every
watch
day.
that. Yeah, I can watch that anytime.
Every day, baby.
All right, give us your favorite line from the movie.
I like the scene where at work all the time. When I was at work, and I worked next to my buddy Clay, I would just point at him like that one kid does. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The linebacker.
Yeah.
He points to the guy like that, and I do that to Clay like all the time when I work with him. It's one of the greats. Oh, Remember the Titans is great. It's even got it's got your boy in it. It's got the guy from La La Land. I can't think right now. Ryan Gosling is in it.
Ryan Gosling's in
Sunshine, yeah.
Do you think the last Boy Scout would be worth revisiting?
I actually watched the Last Boy Scout the other day.
Hell yeah, that's a great movie. I love Last Boy Scout.
If you like 80s movies, it does have like an 80s feel. Even though it did come out in the 90s, there's just something nostalgic about it, kind of.
It's like Die Hard Light, you know. It's like, hey man, I'm not up for the intenseness of Die Hard. Let's go check out Last Boy Scout. It is good.
A lot of mama jokes in there.
Okay, one more question, then we got to get to Dear John. Better movie, Rudy or Remember the Titans?
Damn.
Pacing.
Better movie, just better movie.
But
Remember the Titans. That's my answer.
John's torn. John looks a little torn.
I'm torn.
Rudy
His
is
2
all
pixels
about
are in
the
half.
ending.
That's what I'm saying. Pacing wise, Remember the Titans is a better movie. But like for that one single moment, Rudy's a better movie.
No, John, that is dumb. I can't believe you would say that. I'm not saying Rudy. Some people think Rudy's a trash movie. The ending, I said this to all dudes out there who like sports. If you watch Rudy and you don't cry at the end, you have no heart. I mean, that will make me cry. I mean, I cry over everything. So maybe I'm not best to say,
Yeah,
John,
I
do you
was
cry
gonna
at
say,
Rudy?
no.
when you
At
watch
the end
it?
of Rudy, yes, I do. A
Okay.
hero.
It's every guy cry at the end of Rudy. I would imagine,
No,
right?
No, very few probably.
Oh no,
Just the
no,
tender
bull.
hearts.
No,
I
bull.
think there's a certain innate drive and certain people, and if they have that in there, if they watch Rudy, they're gonna cry.
I
You
agree.
got the drive inside you, John.
We're putting the poll out on that one this week. I want to
Okay.
know how many dudes or people, girls included, how many people have cried at Rudy. I'm going to put the poll out, and we're going to come address this next week. So,
Rudy.
all right. So we got a good Dear John this week, right?
Yep.
One for the ages.
Yeah, one
all
for
right.
the ages.
Here we go. All right, it's time for Dear John. Someone has written in and they need advice. John, the internet's guru, is going to help this individual. Lee is going to read it, and here we go.
Okay, this one comes in. Dear John, I've been working at a place because they ask me to. For the past few weeks, an employee that I work with keeps on pushing me for no reason, but when I tell our boss, he does nothing. I don't want to hit the person because the program I'm in and violence doesn't solve anything. So what should I do? From Pacifist Man.
Pacifist Man.
Pacifist Man. I mean, if you want to hit the person, Pacifist Man is probably not the best nickname for you. But
Or maybe, not hitting someone when you want to is probably the very definition of pacifism, right?
Oh, not if that's the first place your mind goes.
But if you never, you never act on it. Like if you never had feelings to hit someone, it'd be easy to be a pacifist, right? But if all
That's
you want to
true.
do is hit people and you don't, you're probably the best pacifist ever.
That's true. All right, John, what do you got? So this guy works with a guy. I mean, it sounds like he's physically confronting him, right? This other guy's like putting hands on him and stuff. I don't know.
If they're physically putting hands on you, I'd try to set the guy up, like record it.
Oh, I like this.
And
This is a Lee answer. What is
Well, I'm
happening?
saying if nothing's happening, then I mean, if you've got proof and then you show it to the boss and the boss still doesn't do anything, then you could throw the screws to your boss.
But apparently he's told his boss and nothing's happening.
Well, that's one thing, but if you have proof, now if you go to your boss, Dave, and say somebody's pushing me and there's no proof and he doesn't do anything, I mean,
Okay. All right. So,
but if you have proof, man, the proof is in the pudding right there. So I mean,
okay. Well,
you could actually go above your boss at that point and be like, look. And so,
is it ever acceptable just to waylay someone out at a job?
I mean, sometimes it probably is. Most
there's
times not.
I say most. I agree with Lee. I mean, they're desperate times call for desperate measures, but I mean, I don't think this is one of those cases. But I mean, I'm not going to say never. You should never ever absolutely waylay somebody at your job, but I believe it's one of those 95% chances you shouldn't.
I mean,
what would it take? What would it take for you to punch someone?
If someone's threatening your life or the life of
if someone's
one of your
attacking
colleagues.
somebody else, like if somebody's like one of your coworkers is raping another person and you grab them and throw them down on the ground and stop them, then yeah, that's an opportunity that you should take.
Okay, so from the chat, anonymously, someone says, I did have proof and gave it to the boss man and nothing happened.
You go above his head.
It depends what your proof is. Like if you have a photo, yeah, maybe it's time to set your boss up too. But I think the bigger question here is like, how do you deal with? I mean, the guy's a bully, right? I mean, that's bully behavior, just to walk someone and push it. What is the best way to do a bully, especially when authority doesn't want to step in and help you?
You got to knock that dude out, man.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if you go to your boss with proof, whatever the proof would be, let's say it's video, and your boss is just like, sorry, bro, I can't help you. You got to lay that dude out. And we talked to the Shadow Patriot. He said, while brass knuckles are illegal, you should not use brass knuckles. He did tell us about the weighted glove. So maybe get on Amazon, order a legal weighted glove.
No, I'm going to stop you there because I have a question in that vein.
Shadow Patriot advised.
I was thinking about this the other day. Is it okay to tase people, to like buy a taser and tase people?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say use a taser instead.
I think a bully, you got to knock him out, dude.
But I think here's the thing, I think a taser probably hurts way worse than getting hit with a.
But he's going to come back.
Unless you're a
turn around and
boxer
use
or
it,
something.
They can turn around and buy a taser themselves. Number one.
All right,
the
start a
movie
taser
was
war.
Lee.
Got to carry that with you all the time.
Doesn't
Once you
sound
use
like a
it
bad
once,
idea.
you've got to always have it with you.
Lee, Friday, the movie taught us two things. Number one, you ain't got shit to do. You got to get high. And number two, you've got to knock the bully out to get rid of him. Okay, those are the two lessons.
I think,
from Friday.
but he did specifically say that he was worried that the program he is in, there would probably be repercussions if he resorted to violence. So, I mean, we do have to consider if he does follow your advice, more than likely there's going to be repercussions that he doesn't want. So, do you have any other solution there?
Knock him out when the shift's over.
You make the guy think you're crazy without doing anything. You tell the guy, look, you got to sleep sometime. It don't matter how big you are.
Put a horse head in his bed.
Something's gonna happen. You just wait.
Threaten
keep this
him.
up.
Threaten his
Bad
family.
things are going to happen to you. And
Are you
can do about it.
Are you advising maybe a family member to do this? Is this really your advice to someone that wrote in that may
I'm
know?
saying you don't have to do anything. You just got to make them think that you're willing to, and they got to weigh it in their mind. Okay, this guy might be legit crazy.
All right. That's advice from John.
Make them think you're crazy. And
Lee?
that is Dear John.
And all right, so that's
for the record.
Oh, for the record, here we
For
go.
the record. According to Adam Sandler, Dear Abby and Ann Landers, both Jewish.
John, we're not. Anyways, if you want to write in for John's advice, make him think you're crazy. I don't even know what to do. Write us in.
Wearing a fat suit.
bybbpod@gmail.com, bybbpod@gmail.com, or hit us up on social media as this unnamed person did. So
go fall hot dog on him.
There we go. Well, we've come up to the end. I don't really know what we talked about. I mean, we did.
We had a whole bunch of more movies in the chat. So
we got movie suggestion, Jewish Mount Rushmore, the future of sports in America. Lee, what did you take away from this week's episode?
Mainly just, the best way to handle life is just to make them think you're crazy. And bonus points if you're already crazy and you don't even have to pretend.
That's what I was thinking when the person wrote in. John, what about you? What do you think from today's episode?
Don't protest over something that's stupid. Make sure it's worthwhile. Because if you're the dog that's always barking, pretty soon no one's going to listen anymore.
There you go. Very good, John.
Woof.
And I would say, just remember, mark your calendars, Saturday, most important holiday in the history of the world, April 25th. Write it down, circle it. My birthday coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. So this is Blame Your Brother. We are about done with you. Hopefully we're entertaining you during these times. I know it's crazy out there. On a serious note, take care of yourself. If you do need someone to reach out to, please hit us up on social media. We will talk you off the ledge if you're there. Understand, like I said, it's rough right now. We'll get through it, guys. Just hang in there. But while you're doing that, if you need a bunch of crap to watch, go listen to our movies, suggestions we did. But if you need a bunch of crap to listen to, go back and listen to all of our back catalog. There's 186 episodes plus bonus plus YouTube. So, I mean, if you really like us, that's the way to do it. Bunch to listen to. And you get all that at blameyourbro.com. If you go to that website, it's got all of our social media links, all the past episodes. It's got articles from Adam Cox on there. So there's ways for you to be entertained in these crazy times. And we suggest you go there, blameyourbro.com. Order a t-shirt, order a fanny pack, order a facial mask for the year 2020. You're going to need it. Do this. Do it. And, leave us a rating review. There's ways to do it. iTunes, or however you're grabbing it. iTunes, I don't use anymore. But anyway, Apple Podcasts. Do it. Blameyourbro.com. And I guess with all that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
for the 104th day of 2020. There are 252 days of the year. April 23rd, 1616 was poet and dramatist William Shakespeare died. That is today's memory of David John Bass.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.